What's going on, world? Yeah, I'm going here and try one of these and see what type of reaction I can get. Let me start off with what's everybody talking about, the 2010 VH Honors Dirty South version, or what's supposed to be the Dirty South version. Uh, as usual, if you don't involve people, if you're trying to honor somebody, if you don't have input from the people who know it best, which would be Dirty South, Southern hip hop people, what you end up with is what happened with those so-called Dirty South awards. That being said, let me start off by saying where they messed up at, or at least in my idea where they messed up at. First off, location. How can you be up in New York where VH1 is at? How can you be up in New York and know what's really going on in the South? You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. And how you gonna, if you're gonna do something that includes the Dirty South or whatever in the title, how in the world is it that you hold it in New York? That's the first thing. In my opinion, there are 4 cities that you could have held it in that would have probably been a better location than where they held it at. First off, ATL. I'm not doing it in particular order, I'm just saying the cities in which they could have did it. ATL. Why? Because right now it's the center of the music world, the urban music world. So hey, everything being held in, hey, even BET got it right as far as hosting their hip hop shows in ATL. You could have held it in Houston for obvious reasons, Scarface, Ghetto Boys. You could have held it in Miami for obvious reasons, Luke, 2 Live Crew, Trick Daddy, which we're gonna get to later on, and not Houston, even Memphis, which is gonna lead perfectly into my next point. How is it that you gonna, in a city with a rich history like Memphis has in the music game, in the hip hop game, and don't include them at all? Not a DJ, not a rap. 8 Ball and MJG. Enough said. 3-6 Mafia. Enough said. Heck, how in the world do you go without including them at all? DJ Squeaky, Gangsta Pat, Project Pat, let's see, Skinny Pimp, Gangsta Black, Player Fly. How in the world do you leave the entire city of Memphis out of how do you leave Memphis out of the entire discussion? It just makes no sense at all. Cash Money. It's good that they recognize Master P, because No Limit kind of like opened the door for New Orleans, where Mystical got on for New Orleans big time. He's the first mainstream artist to get on for New Orleans. Cash Money kicked down the door as far as mainstream wise from a whole perspective and getting New Orleans recognized from a whole. But Cash Money, I think their place is just as important as No Limits, because if you can see now, Cash Money is still a viable label in the game right now as far as music is concerned. So how is it that you don't recognize them at all? I shout out to Lil Wayne, shout out to Turk. We know they locked up right now, but how is it that BG or Juvenile couldn't do a set of their songs at all? You don't even give them the opportunity to do that. You just give Juvenile a little performance and that's it. And one last point that I want to make concerning this is Timbaland. Timbaland said himself that he was not influenced by the South. So how is it that you can include him in a Dirty South Honors show? That makes no sense. He was influenced by East Coast, New York. How you gonna include him in a Dirty South show? And it's beyond me. I can see why Scarface or Outkast didn't want anything to do with VH1 and their little show that they put on. And after what happened, yeah, you can see why. I guess they knew something that we all didn't know until the show went down. So my biggest gripe personally myself is with Memphis. How is it that you don't honor 3-6 Mafia? How is it you don't honor A-Ball and MJG at all? Do not even include them in the discussion. No representation of Memphis whatsoever. Hey, it is what it is though. So this is P. Shout out to Mississippi. Shout out to Young Black GB. Search for it on iTunes. That Welcome to Mississippi, the EP. Just do a search for Young Black GB. Welcome to Mississippi on iTunes right now. Look out for those new street singles. Moving on. Get it straight. Get it low. Do searches for them on Google and you'll pretty much find them with no problem. Shout outs to Mississippi. Signing out.